and welcome to Virtual Meditation. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Catherine. I work with the Goodwill counseling team. I've been with Goodwill about 2 years, and I primarily work out of the GCC, but right now, as you can see, I am in my house. I'm going to do my best to make this pretty short today, so we're going to be here about 15 minutes. The first 5 minutes, I'll do a little introduction and just kind of explain the exercise we're about to do. Then we'll do about 5 minutes of stretching to just get into our bodies. And then we'll do a 5-minute guided meditation. And today we're actually going to do a guided visualization, which is a little different from a meditation. And you'll see when we get there what that's like. So the exercise we're going to do today is a technique that you can use anytime, anywhere, to just create a little bit of distance between you and your thoughts. So sometimes when we're feeling more anxious, we can have so many thoughts swirling around. We can feel anxious about so many different things at the same time, and that can be really overwhelming. Or when we're kind of maybe feeling more depressed or more down, we can have a lot of really negative thoughts, maybe about ourselves or the future or people around us. And oftentimes those thoughts can kind of lead to a feeling, right? Like if you're having a lot of negative thoughts, you're going to feel really heavy and maybe kind of sad. So the thing is that you do not have to believe everything that you think. Not every thought that pops into your head is true, and not every thought that pops into your head is always helpful. So it can be really important to, when it's necessary or helpful, create a little bit of space between you and your thoughts so that you can have just a little bit more perspective on whether you want to act on them or not, or whether you want to let them dictate how you feel. So feelings can be similar, right? Sometimes when we're feeling something really difficult, we can want to do everything that we can to avoid it or to push it down. And yet sometimes if you can be brave enough to turn towards what you're feeling and notice with a little bit of distance, maybe even label it to create that distance, this can help the feeling shift just a little bit so that it's not so uncomfortable. It's really tempting to try to shove the feeling down or tell yourself you should be feeling a different way, and yet it's not really that productive. It can be more productive to make a little bit of space without telling yourself what you should be feeling. It can make it easier to hold it. And right now, especially, there may be a lot of overwhelming feelings or thoughts with everything that's going on, and it can be important and helpful to notice how you're feeling, to notice the thoughts that are attached to that feeling with that little bit of distance, to label it, to check in with it, ask it what it needs, and give it that. So emotions need motion to not stay stuck inside of you. So creating a little bit of distance between yourself, the thoughts in your head, and the feelings that you're experiencing, and just noticing them without rushing to change them in some way, can be really helpful in processing those thoughts and feelings and moving them through so that you're not stuck feeling that feeling, which is what happens when you avoid it. It feels tempting to avoid it, and yet when you avoid it, you stay stuck in that feeling for longer. So if none of that makes sense, that's okay. We're going to do something experiential to help you kind of see for yourself what it can be like to create a little bit of distance between those thoughts and feelings and you. So first, we're going to just do a little bit of movement, a little stretching, just kind of shake things up and get into our bodies. So if you've been sitting for a long time, I recommend standing up. I'll stand up in a moment, but I'll stay here for a little bit just to demonstrate a little bit easier. And first, just reach up. If you're standing, great. If you're still sitting, that's fine too. Whatever's most comfortable for your body today. So that's what's most important. So just reach up over your head, reach towards the ceiling. And when you're ready, grab onto your left wrist and pull it up and over, away from that wrist. And just feel that stretch along the side of your body. Maybe breathe into it. And then go the other way. Grab onto the opposite wrist and pull the other way. And just breathe. So next, bring your arms back down. You can kind of reach back behind you to open up your shoulder blades a little bit. And just maybe grab your wrist with one hand or interlace your fingers and reach back behind you, opening up your chest space. Can't really see me, can you? Opening up your chest space and just feeling that stretch in your arms and your shoulders. Maybe sway side to side. If it feels good for you, you can fold forward. You can keep your fingers clasped as you fold forward, or you can let them go. And you can keep your legs straight. You want to stretch in your hamstring along the back of your legs, or you can bend your knees. Feel that stretch in your calves. If your fingers are still interlaced, you can just let your hands and your arms drop. And just bounce up and down a little bit, maybe sway side to side. Whatever movement feels good right now. And when you're ready to come up, make sure you come up really slowly. Your head's the last thing to come up. Maybe give a little wiggle if that feels good. Sometimes it can feel good to just kind of pat your legs, maybe your arms. We're doing so much sitting and looking at screens right now. It can be really important to just kind of get into your body. That can help with processing your emotions too. So I'm going to do one more. I'm going to have you just reach out to make your body into a capital T. You can keep standing if you want, or you can sit. It's up to you. And then point your fingers up towards the ceiling, goalpost arms, and then bring one elbow on top of the opposite elbow. And if you can bring your fingers around to touch the opposite palm. And just focus on bringing your elbows out into the room and up towards the ceiling. And just breathe into that space, maybe at the base of your neck, along your shoulders, maybe between your shoulder blades. It's different for everybody. Everybody's body is different. And then do the other way, capital T arms, goalpost arms, opposite arm. So for me, that's my right elbow over my left elbow, and then fingertips in my palms. And I'm reaching my elbows out and up. And just a deep breath. Okay. So lastly, just do some kind of intuitive movement. Whatever feels good right now, try that out. So maybe that's just a wiggle. Maybe you need some more arm stretches or a stretch in a different part of your body. Just check in with your body. Notice if there's any tension there. See what that part of you might need right now. What kind of movement? Okay, so when you're ready, we'll start to transition. Just find a comfortable seat and we'll start that visualization exercise that I talked about. So, like I said, find a comfortable seat. It can be on the floor, in a chair. It's really up to you. You're in your space. It can look like whatever you want it to look like. And just begin to settle in. You can either close your eyes or fix your gaze on a spot on the floor or on the table in front of you, whichever you prefer. And just take a really big, deep breath, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. On the exhale, release any tension you're aware of. And keep breathing. And now start to imagine you're sitting by the side of a gently flowing stream. You can fill in the details of this setting around you. Imagine it however you like, completely up to you. And imagine that along that stream, there are leaves on the surface of the stream, gently flowing past. Imagine those leaves on the surface of the stream just flowing by in front of you. And for the next few minutes, take every thought that pops into your head, place it on a leaf, and let it float down the stream. Do this regardless of whether the thoughts are positive or negative, pleasurable or painful. Even if they're the most wonderful thoughts, place them on a leaf and let them float by. If your thoughts stop, just watch the stream. Sooner or later, your thoughts will start up again. Allow the stream to flow at its own rate. Don't speed it up or slow it down. You're not trying to wash the leaves away. You're just allowing them to come and go in their own good time. If your mind says, "This is stupid," or "I can't do it," place those thoughts on a leaf and let it float down the stream. If a leaf gets stuck, let it hang around. Don't force it to float away. If a difficult feeling arises, such as boredom or impatience or any other, simply acknowledge it. Say to yourself, "Here's a feeling of boredom," or "Here's a feeling of impatience." Then place those words on a leaf and let the leaf float down the stream. From time to time, your thoughts will hook you and you'll lose track of the exercise. This is normal and natural and will keep happening. As soon as you realize it's happened, gently acknowledge it and then start the exercise again. And now, when you're ready, take another deep breath, releasing all the air on the exhale. You can begin to let that image of the stream go. Maybe even imagine yourself getting up and walking away from the stream. Before you open your eyes, bring your awareness back to the room around you, any sounds you can hear. And when you're ready, in your own time, gently open your eyes or lift your gaze. So just take a moment to reflect on what that was like. And like I said, it's an exercise you can really do anywhere at any time. The essence of it is just that distance that you create, just letting the thoughts flow past without getting caught up in what they are. If you want to talk about it anymore or you have any feedback or questions, please feel free to email me. And I will see you next Monday for virtual meditation. I hope you all have a great week. Thanks for coming.